Hi everyone, it's Jo. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my channel if you're new here. Today I'm here with your May 2025 tarot forecast. If I'm being honest, I'm feeling a little sick. So I'm going to try to make this reading quick, but here we have, oh my gosh, I'm trying to get up my, my oracle deck. Hold on. Here we have 3 different piles for you to choose from. Today we have the herkimer diamond, we have crocodile jasper, and we have good old trusty selenite. So yeah, just pick which one resonates with you, and while you do that, we're going to go into our collective reading, but make sure to subscribe if you like content like this, and like the video too, because it really does help me a lot. But I know some people are like, oh, I'm gonna like the video if I like the video, and if you decide to watch all the way through, and you like it, please just make sure to do so. But yeah, let's just get into it. What is your, okay, that one just literally fell out of my hand. I didn't even get to ask the question, but okay. So this says, overcome your concerns by embracing change. In the midst of confusion, one can also find purpose. We love that. We love that. So, fun little story, and I always feel like I'm doing stories whenever I give readings, but it's just part of my reading style. Fun little story. When I was first starting my business, I would give free purpose readings to anyone who wanted one. Well, I say first starting my business, but I mean like when it switched over to a spiritual business instead of just like art and jewelry. That's some lore for you. That is some jojoba lore for you. But yeah, I would give free purpose readings in every single and people would take them because it's like a thing. Like people want to know what their purpose is. People feel like if they have a sense of what their purpose is, they can get on the right track, which is true. But everyone needs a starting point, and a lot of people find that finding out what their purpose is, or really just getting close to figuring it out, is what helps them the most. But every time, without failure, people would already be doing what their purpose is, like like people would always be, people would always be doing exactly what their purpose was to begin with, but it would be like in the most minor ways possible. Like they would just be like, oh, I love like sharing beauty with like everyone around the world, so I make small little paintings for my friends or whatever, and like give them to them, or like I make like stickers and I stick them all over the city, to brighten people's day or whatever. Like little things like where it's like, okay, well, this is like so out of innocence, which is the key. First of all, innocence and joy. What gives you innocence, what can you do, like not what gives you innocence, but what can you do out of innocence, what can you do out of joy, what can you do that you never really get tired of, that you can be playful with, that you can be childlike with, etc. And a lot of this stuff is not like, sometimes your purpose can be a little on the little darker side, but it should never make you feel like any sort of like negativity ever. Anyway, so yeah, so people would always be like, oh, my purpose is this, my purpose is that. Like I keep finding myself gravitating towards these things, but I'm just never sure. I'm never sure. You're never gonna be sure because you've never done it before. Like you've done it before, but you never actually trusted yourself to like really fully commit to it. Like of course it's gonna be foreign to you. And so I had to like push these people out of like their comfort zone, which is how I learned, well, not really how I learned, but how I really solidified my findings and becoming a death witch, is like I push people out of their comfort zone and I force them into a transformation cycle, which helps them, and myself, obviously, but which helps them fulfill their dreams, become their ideal self, whatever, whatever you need. but they're always like, oh, I just never knew. You wouldn't know because you never tried, you never trusted. This kept calling for you. This thing kept calling for you, and this thing like is like wanting you to fulfill and wanting you to have like a sense of, you know, trust, faith in it. But you keep like you're aligned, but you keep just trying to pull away, and it's just like a magnet. You're gonna like the more you resist, the more it's just like trying to call out to you, and eventually that magnet's gonna break. But whatever. So yeah, you need to get rid of the fear of the unknown, because it's just like learning a new skill. You're gonna suck at it sometimes. You know, if you pick something up new today, you're going to suck at least within the first 5 minutes of doing something. And if you're the type of person who can pick something up and like be good at it in like a day, which I am, not to brag, but especially when it comes to like creative endeavors, I'm pretty good at like anything like involving my hands. Um, but that's, not to brag. Anyway, if you're like one of those people, it's still going to be uncomfortable for you to learn the process, get into the groove of actually working through the craft. It's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna be like you're gonna have fear of like, oh, I'm not good enough at it. Sometimes you don't have to be good at it. Sometimes you just have to do it. And that's the message that a lot of you guys need to learn, is to stop letting your fear keep you from fulfilling your responsibilities, keep you from fulfilling your goals, keep you from just overall living your best life and fulfilling your purpose. Like don't let your comfortability like stop you from fulfilling your soul's mission. And that's the message. um So yeah, that's the collective reading, and I guess let's move on to the Herkimer Diamond group. Group 1, Herkimer Diamond group, this is your reading for May 2025. I literally cannot pick up these cards, but it's okay. Let's see what you got. We love charity, okay. King of Wands is Swords, and the Moon. The Moon, for realsies. Anyway, it's a lot of like, oh, I have stability, I have like a bit of like ideas, I have, all these things, but we need to move and we need to trust our intuition. Like it's something like that we have to, and this is where like this darkness, this confusion, this craziness is coming into play for you. This moon right here at the end of your May is just kind of just messing all this up. It's not messing everything up, but it's just like this is like such good like sure energy. And then we have the moon here. It's just like it's just random. But yeah, let's see what this says for you in totality. Okay, so this is what I'm picking up for you. We have the sorry, I can't count. 6 of coins, and this is how I'm feeling. These two go together, or really, it is these three, but these two I feel like go together. Anyway, and this is how your month is set up. So we have the 6 of coins here, and like I said, charity is being given. There's a balance in your financial situation where you feel like you're financially secure. You can go around and give as much as you are receiving, or in a good balanced way. And yeah, there's just like a reciprocity about the way that your finances are working. Also, you have recognized that gratitude goes hand in hand with abundance. When you express gratitude, when you express, when you acknowledge the privilege and the blessings that you have, more will come to you when you appreciate these things, when you take care of these things, whatever, when you nurture these things. More will naturally come to you, and you've mastered that concept. We see that you are financially stable, and in being financially stable and recognizing that you're financially stable, you are being generous. You're giving, back onto your people. and it's beautiful. We love to see it. We really do. But it's also like an energetic thing where it's like you receive money and you're giving back. It's not like necessarily giving back like money or whatever. Like it doesn't have to be like charity in the sense of money, but it can be charity in the sense of like, well, you're receiving something and now you are deciding to give to other people, like maybe like a service or something, or like advice or something like that. Maybe you're gone through your closet and you're saying, okay, I no longer need this. Like the distribution of wealth for you and your circle is perfect. And I don't mean like globally or like nationally, just like for you personally and your circle, the distribution of wealth is it's wealthing, and everyone's feeling a little bit better financially, especially you though. And if it's not everyone else, you are helping like them, um, to lighten the load a little bit. So that's very nice. But we also see because you're financially stable, you are able to indulge more in your passions. We have the King of Wands here. That allows you to just take a look at your creativity and let it foster. You have the foundation, you have the chance to actually like do something with your life. You're no longer in survival at this moment of time. You're like, okay, hey, I did everything I need to do. And now, we can actually focus on what I want to do, what I desire to fulfill most in my life. And so this passion, this creativity, this creative energy is sparking ideas. This Ace of Swords comes right after the King of Wands. And depending on how you stack your deck, literally comes right after the King of Wands. And you are like gathering these ideas, and you have, like new inspiration for things to take place. Like you have, whatever plan you're trying to seek out is, it's manifesting, it's coming in. But also with this King of Wands going back, you also have the maturity to be able to fulfill this plan, the maturity to be able to actually live out your dreams. It's not just a passion, it's not just like a juvenile passion or an adolescent passion where it's like you want to do all these things, but you don't really have the responsibility for it yet, or you want to do all these things, but you don't really have like the background for it, the foundation for it yet. But you actually do have a plan. You are mature enough to realize that you need a plan, and that you're not so lofty in the sky or whatever. You're not so heavenly that you forget your earthly duties and stuff. So you're like, you're solid. You're strong. You're secure is the word that I'm trying to come up with. So you're secure enough to where you're able to fulfill these plans. But the moon for May indicates that there's something else lurking in the shadows. I would suggest doing some protection work for sure. And because we do understand that this Ace of Swords and the King of Wands, there's passion, and then there's like a plan to fulfill that passion. The sword is always about intellect, and plans and wit and whatever. So there's going to be like a plan towards, so you're not like confused in the direction that you need to go in. It's more so if there is any confusion, it's going to be because you feel the need to do it a certain way, and it's like pulling back and forth, like you're being pulled between one side and the other, if that makes sense. And you just need to follow your intuition to figure out which side is best. Or if you are having confusion, it could be about what the outcome is. Remember that the outcome is not your problem. It's not your problem. How you get to your desired outcome, that's not your problem. You have an idea, you have a dream, you have a plan, you have a passion behind that. And that's all you really need. Whatever comes after that, because you can't control other people. You can only control you and your life. Whatever comes after that is up to God, up to your deities, up to the universe, And so let it be. Surrender over to that. But I will say, because I mentioned protection earlier, there might be some people around you that are causing a level of darkness to shroud around all of your light, because these are giving very much fire and sun energy. There might be a shroud of darkness trying, like people trying to knock you down, if that makes sense. Some naysayers for your idea. Some people might have your best interest in mind. So I'm not saying to cut it off completely, but make sure that you go in and really honor this Ace of Swords and think about things a little bit critically. Look at have a sort of change in perspective. If this idea, and see if this idea really is like what you want to do, or like what you feel your soul is calling for, or if it's just something that you've been pushed to do. And that can be another level of confusion here. But if you feel as though it's the right way and these people are still like trying to knock you down or whatever, and it's not out of protection, it's not out of true, genuine love for you, then you need to be able to, again, use this Ace of Swords to determine and recognize that these people have it out for you and they're just trying to knock down your success before it's even really begun. I mean, it has begun, but I mean like this idea specifically. So pay attention to the people around you, do some protection work, refresh your wards and everything like that if you have them up. And so that's what the cards say. So let's see what for Oracle says. This one came out. Perseus, protect yourself. See? Like, that's it. That's all. Thanks. Anyway, protect yourself from those who do not wish you well, yet offer your help to those who need it. So these two, see, that's what I was thinking, like literally the teetering back and forth. That's what I was getting at. Like, well, partly, but like the back and forth, like you are like, okay, these people are like kind of a little bit deceptive, kind of a little bit like, knocking my vibe, negative Nellies or whatever, but you're also giving back. So it could be that the people that you're trying to help, the people that you're sort of like supporting in this time, which is beautiful of you, by the way, so don't like knock that, but maybe if they don't have the best interest in mind for you, switch that over to people who would appreciate it more. So they might be taking advantage of you and your idea and wanting to come in and like sabotage it in a way that's like very selfish. Either they don't want you to have it because they don't have it, or they want you to have it, but then they want to take it away from you. But for the people, again, as this card says, offer your help to those who most need it. You need to be able to use your discernment to figure out who is what and which is where, okay? Because the people who need your help actually do need your help, and they appreciate it, and they love you for it, and they bestow blessings upon you for your work and all that you do. So really the core of this whole entire reading is to use your intuition, be a little bit become more familiar about the people who are around you. Because that's going to be like the main obstacle that you have right now. And I'm not saying to come into May with this negative energy, like, oh my gosh, everyone's out to get me or whatever, because the more like you perpetuate that, the more that comes in. But just be aware, have a change in perspective with some people. You will know the signs when they come. Do not speculate about every person in your life that is toxic, that is unhealthy. If someone is in your life and they are deceptive and they're being like dark-sided, you will know. There will be signs, okay? And it's your your choice, because you will recognize them and you will see them. It will be your choice whether or not you ignore them or not. And that is your reading for May. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you want a more in-depth reading, please book a reading with me down in the description below. And like this video if you liked it, and please subscribe. And we're going to, oh wait, my gosh, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I don't know why I just cut that off. Anyway, and we are going to move on to the next group. Crocodile Jasper, welcome to your reading for May 2025, and let's see what the cards have for you today. Swords, lots of swords. Okay. We got lots of swords energy, and we have a Wheel of Fortune. That's very, very, very interesting. So it's looking like you're deep in thought. Yeah, you are having a little bit of a crisis, if that makes sense. You need solitude, you need direction, you need redirection. And that's what this wheel is giving. It's giving redirection. So, you know, good luck to you. So, I want to come on here as positive as possible because you are going through a lot, as I just said. But you've been through this before, okay? That's the important part. You have been through this before, so you know what to do. You have some level, some idea of what to do if you paid attention. So I'm just automatically going to give my advice. Journal about your past. Go do some shadow work, okay? If anything that you're feeling within the month of May pops up, and it's like, okay, this is pretty familiar, you need to go and explore it deeper, okay? So you've been through this sort of situation before. You have the knowledge, you have the experience to get out of it. This, what is this, 8? Yeah, it's 8. I'm sorry. I literally majored in Latin in college, and I took Latin all throughout high school, and I don't know how to read Roman fucking numerals. Anyway, I'm so sorry. That's a little dig on me. I just thought that was really funny. Anyway. So this, I'm being serious for you. I am. Okay. This 8 of Swords here is telling you that this is not your first rodeo, but it is still affecting you, you know? These are traps of the subconscious mind. No one else is putting you in this situation but you, and you don't know how you did it. You just sort of ended up in it, but it is because you have some locks and barriers on your subconscious mind that you need to break through. You know, then we have the need. And one thing that I love about 8 of Swords is that it could, like, this is so completely, like, what's the word that I'm trying to get? Solitary? No, solitary. There we go. This is so solitary that it's like, okay, well, someone put me in here. No, you put yourself in this place. And so maybe I know for sure the only way that you can get out of this sort of mental anguish is to continue to dive deeper into it. Now, there's a healthy way and an unhealthy way to do this. I would suggest go talking to a therapist. You don't want to go spiral. You don't want to, like, feel these feelings and become, like, delusional or whatever. Like, there's there are some issues that you need to work through in a healthy manner, and you need to be able to take care of yourself. This also implies that there is a mental illness of sorts going on. So if you struggle with that, or if you speculate that you struggle with that, I would suggest go talking to a therapist/psychiatrist. And any other people who know that you struggle with that can absolutely help you, not just like, comfort you or whatever. This is a place that you need to get out of. Anyway, this also implies going in and meditating more. It's not necessarily all negative. It's not necessarily that. But this implies that you're trying to work on something. You're recognizing that your life is not the way that it should be. You have all these, mental problems going, and you're just really meditating on your life at this moment. This is where the Wheel of Fortune comes in. You're trying to change the destiny that you have got yourself into. And I'm going to touch on this in a little bit because this is very, very, very interesting. And seeing these two cards together implies foul play, but also foul play for your own self. You're trying anyway, we're going back to this. You're trying your hardest to fulfill, like there's a lack of manifestation. And I don't really know how else to say that. There's a lack of manifestation. There's a lack of harmony is truly the word that I'm trying to get into. We have 10 minus 8 here, which is 2. So there's a lack of harmony. And there's also a feeling of just imbalance here that, like, implying, like, again, you're mentally, like, unwell. Or, like, it's just not really necessarily mentally unwell, but, like, something is wrong and you can't really pinpoint it. Like, you have all these mental barriers and you're just like, I don't know what to do, whatever. Again, shadow work is going to be your best friend during May. Also, therapy is going to be your best friend during May. So I would suggest, doing all 2 of those things. The third thing that I'm going to recommend is that you pick up some protection. Because there is a feeling of deception here. This deception here is like someone is trying to play tricks on you. This could be why you have like such mental anguish. Someone may be manipulating you in the current moment. And again, it's not like you haven't done this before, because you have. But anyway, someone may be manipulating you or playing tricks on you in the moment, which is, whatever. People like to do that, but, whatever. And not in the fun way. When I say manipulating, I don't mean in the fun way where it's like, oh, joke's on you or whatever. If you're like that, this is definitely like air sign energy, if you know what I mean. But anyway. This is manipulation in a not so fun way, and it is causing you great harm, and you need to get out of the situation as possible. And you recognize that that this situation is not good for you. You just don't really know where to start. What I'm seeing here is that these two imply that because there's so much going on, like mentally, someone might be manipulating you to begin with, but you have started to manipulate yourself. There's a level of delusion here that's not healthy. I mean, like, delusion not in the way of like hee hee ha ha manifesting delusion, like delusion in the fact that you need a perspective shift. You need to see like reality. You need to be grounded again. This is air energy galore, and you have lost your roots. You have lost your foundation. You are too lofty. You're just ungrounded in the sense. And which is why you need to go back here and again meditate. There is a reason why this card has a air of like, what is it called? Like a hermit. it's giving hermit. It's giving I put myself here in the cage to like just be by myself, but also I put myself here in a cage and I didn't know it, you know? But yeah, you need to really just sit here and meditate and do some introspection work heavily. So, introspection, like shadow work, therapy, and protection are going to be your best friends this May. And also, one last thing, again, you've been through this before. It could be a narcissist, maybe, that you're constantly dealing with. That you can't necessarily get rid of, but they sort of like grabbed onto you again. So maybe it's not maybe this mental illness that I'm sticking on is not you per se. Like, you're still mentally unwell because of that, but like, it's them. I think that's the case. It could be both, but like, you know. So yeah, you need to just put up some protection and know that you've been through this, you know how to get out of it, and everything will be okay. This Wheel of Fortune, if you choose to get out of it, if you choose to do the right thing and live live in a healthier environment, like mentally and probably physically as well. And physically bring yourself back down to earth. Stop living in your head so much. Get out and touch grass. Like, go out with nature and like literally, like, you need to ground yourself this May. So there's 4 things that I want you to do. Okay, we're gonna go back over this because this is very important, and I hope that you're taking notes. 4 things that I want you to do: shadow work / introspection. 2, therapy. 3, protection work. And 4, grounding, because you are not where, like, you've lost your roots, and there's just nothing that you're hanging on to right now, and that is extremely dangerous. You need a sense of reality, a strong sense of reality, in order to pursue. Even when you're manifesting, you still, let me breathe. Even when you're manifesting, you still need a strong sense of reality, so that you don't get into situations similar to this, but your perspective is a little unique here. But yeah, but also, so you don't get like deceived by these people. You need to have a good structure of what your life actually looks like, what you actually feel like, what you actually are, who you actually are, not what. So that people can't come in and fuck your shit up, Anyway, so let's see what the Vertical deck has to say for you. I'm glad that you're watching this right now, because now now you have a good sense of what's going on. So thank you for watching it. That's clear on my conscience. Thank you for watching. Okay. Let's see what you said. We tend to mistake our existence for our pain. Open your eyes, witness the divinity within you. Again, this is, I'm shaking you. And then we got Hercules here. Sorry, Hercules. Whichever way you prefer. So this is giving 2 things. You need to regain your strength, recognize your strength for sure, but just gather your strength in general, and so that you can be able to deal with all of this. Just give yourself grace during this time, so you can put your energy towards the things that actually matter. And prioritize your peace, so that you can have the strength to actually break through these mental chains and stuff. And there's also we tend to let me read this again, sorry. We tend to mistake our existence for our pain. Open your eyes and witness the divinity within you. So yeah, again, you're not again, but yeah, excuse me. my mind's all over the place. It's like 3 things coming in at once right now. So you have to, again, regain your strength. And the Wheel of Fortune is reminding you, and this is where the divinity part comes. Your Wheel of Fortune is telling you that you are in control of your life. You literally are the god/goddess of your life, and you need to own that. No one can make you do anything that you don't want to do. No one can make you feel anything that you don't want to unless you allow that to happen. I don't know how many times I can say that, but you have allowed this person to come into your life over and over again. Again, this is a situation that you've been in before. You have allowed this person to come in your life once again and fuck up your shit. Why? Let's be real with ourselves, because obviously, there's no realness going on in your life right now. Let's start the grounding work right here, right now. Why are you doing this? You have been prosperous, and this is the king. So there has been a level of prosperity here. We have butterflies here, which implies transformation. Girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? You cannot allow other people to corrupt the image that you yourself create. What type of sense does that make? And I'm sorry I'm being harsh with you, but this tone needs to be the way that it is, because you are not grounded whatsoever. I can't be all jokey with you right now, because you need somebody to bring you back down to earth. And this is my attempt. I'm like, if you don't take it, that's on you. But this is my attempt. You need somebody to bring you back down. You need to bring yourself back down to earth too. But you need to hear someone else say it. And this is your sign. Do some grounding work. Go out in nature. Rediscover who you are, and strengthen yourself in that way. Open your eyes to the deception. I don't really understand where I can't, because this is still sort of like a general reading. I don't really understand where you got off wrong, but maybe you've been just like captured by this person. Maybe that's someone that you love and care about, or something like that, and they just sort of like look their way back into you because they know you, and they know what buttons to press, all your nooks and crannies of your existence, and everything like that. But you need to be more careful. And you need to, again, regain your strength and do all the things that I told you to do. But because this is not a good situation for you, again, you still have control. So do not let what I'm saying discourage you, because it's not discouraging at all. This is a warning. This is literally like caution. Caution, because this is, you were meant to see this right here and now, because this means, you seeing this means that you're able to change it in a way. And that's why the Wheel of Fortune is here, because you're able to change the way that your life has projected, if you choose to do so. So do all the 4 things that I said to do, and everything will be okay. But you have to first get yourself back into reality. You have to wake up, girl. Because, it's a little bit all over the place. And we don't really love to see it. But what we do love to see is that you are here and you're breathing. You are thriving in the sense that you are alive. And you have received this message. You have at least listened to it. So that you know that everything is going to be okay. It truly is going to be okay, as long as you just keep up with, all the 4 things that I said to do. So, yeah, that is your reading. Blessings bestowed upon you, because you need them. Please, please, please keep up with your mental health and take care of yourself during May. You know what they say? You know what? April already passed, so I can't say that. I was going to say April showers bring May flowers, but maybe it rains a lot in May too for you. I don't know. But we're going to move on to the next group. Sorry, but before we do that, I want to uh, encourage you to book a reading with me with the link in the description. If you need more advice on this, like please, 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 please use me as a resource, please. And yeah, like this video if you liked it, subscribe, comment, whatever. But most importantly, thank you so much for allowing me to read with you. We're going to move on to the next group. Group 3, Selenite Group, welcome back to your reading. Thank you so much for choosing me to deliver this message for you today. And let's just see. Oh, this is okay. Never mind. It's not sexy anymore. Wow, this is so cute. This is so nice, but not anymore. There's just we got something going on here, but we pick it up back in the end. Maybe you're going through an existential crisis. Anyway, this is what the Hierophant and this cards are giving, but we're gonna look at it more thoroughly, and things are happening, and they're happening at a very conflicting pace. So I don't know. Let's just look at this objectively and let's catch a vibe, catch a feel. So here's the tea, okay? So the Hierophant is like, okay, we love to see you being morally good. Okay, you're sticking to your morals, you're sticking to your conscience, you're sticking to what you know as bad and good. And also we see that you've just overall been a good person, doing everything that you feel like you're called to do, being a good steward of your faith, your spirituality, and showing mercy when mercy is needed. We have these keys down here, opening roads, possibly for other people, but also you're listening to yourself so that you're able to use your moral compass for good. And this is where this Knight of Cups comes in. You are following your heart. And we see these keys are being used for you to do so. Your heart is leading you to where you need to go. And, you're very in tune to your emotions at this point. And because you're feeling a sense of just like whimsy, if that makes sense. This is giving very much childlike behavior. Like you're doing your devotionals, you're just being a good priestess or priest. You're fulfilling your priesthood in a sense, which is very good. But then we have over here some funny oneies. And this is not necessarily by card, it's just explaining what's happening with this. So this indicates betrayal of the sword. But it looks like it's coming from you because there's literally no one else involved. So this Ten of Swords is a testament to you being a little bit falling back into a victim mentality, if that makes sense. So you have placed yourself as a victim again, and it's just not working out for you, especially because you are trying to follow your heart and fulfill your passions and fulfill your dreams and, be in harmony with life and love life. But since you're a victim, in a victim's place at the very moment, you are actively betraying yourself, betraying your mission, betraying your purpose, betraying your plan or whatever you set out for. You're self-sabotaging your own life at the very moment. And this, we're going forward now to this Six of Cups. The Six of Cups, this is a very easy read. I might be done with this after here. But the Six of Cups is telling you that this sort of anguish that's being brought up, this victimhood that you have or you've cultivated, I guess, in your life. I don't know what that's about, but you have experienced that in childhood, whether that be somebody else that has done the same thing. Like as soon as they start being good, they start, being like they start portraying themselves as like a martyr or something like that, which is never good. Like self-portrayal as like self-martyrdom is not, it's so self-righteous and so like, not really a good thing. And just like really just being like, I'm the victim, even though like everything I do is perfect. People just keep shitting on me and just keep shitting on me, and I don't know what to do. Oh my god. I know that you're not talking right now. I know that that's not the case for you. You know that you're following your heart, especially if you know that you're following your heart. You're really in tune with your emotions right now. You know that's not the case, and I need you to be so fucking for real. You, and this is why this is very important that you have gone back and, this is like a thing that's been brought up in childhood, whether you have placed yourself in like victimhood as a child or you've watched someone close to you, someone that you grew up with, do the same thing. It's still coming up, and it's showing because the past is acting in the present. And so this is something that you have to work through. This is literally a blockade, like it's stopping you from continuing movement. We can see like there's like, well, we have a standstill. This is just because this is a foundation. The Hierophant literally is a foundation, or a type of foundation. It's like a spiritual, religious sort of foundation, moral foundation. And then we have the Knight of Cups. This is where your energy goes, and we see your horse is butting heads with these swords. So you might be wanting to go forward, but your swords are keeping you here. So you actively playing the victim is acting as a sense of self-betrayal, self-sabotage, because you can no longer move forward. And we see once you address this issue, you continue to move forward, but there's someone looking back at you. That would be your inner child. Your inner child is also sort of stopping you from moving forward, but you have to nurture it, and you have to be able to recognize and tell your inner child when to keep moving. And this is the act that's being presented right now. It's a nurturing act. It's a teaching act. It is a way to relay information and allow passage for your current self to continue moving. So you need to have a talk with your inner child about how things are playing out and why they decided to put up this block right now. And what I'm going to tell you, in this capacity, okay? Being a victim is not cute, okay? And in fact, it's a little annoying for you, annoying for the people around you, annoying for life in general. If you don't take accountability for your own actions, for your own thoughts, your own feelings, whatever, which you can't tell me that you can't control because you're in harmony right now. So I don't want to hear it. And you can't tell me that you're not in control of your actions because you are in like good standing morally right now. So you doing this is just a defense mechanism. I don't know what you're trying to defend yourself from, but it's stopping you. It's impeding you from doing it. There are other ways to protect yourself from past hurt, past trauma, past pain that you've dealt with in way back when. There are other ways to protect yourself, like talking to your inner child, doing some therapy with your inner child, working your magic to protect yourself with wards, amulets, whatever it is, like protection oils, sigils, whatever you need. There are other ways for you to protect yourself, and this is not the healthy one. So I need you to stop the victim blaming. Sorry, I keep saying victim blaming. I need you to stop the victimhood. I need you to stop portraying yourself as a martyr, if that's what you're doing. But just in general, I need you to stop self-sabotaging. And I need you to take accountability for your life because you have full sovereignty over it. And so whatever's happening in your life is because it happened. And it might just be, fate sometimes, does come in and does a little dancey dance on our timeline. But what this is saying is that you are the sole cause of your issues. You are an act of betrayal. And not just this card in general, but like this whole spread is saying that you are the cause of your issues and that you need to get it under control. And this confusion that you're having, it's a facade. It's fake. You know what's going on. And if you don't know what's going on, it's because your inner child is not allowing you to have that level of clarity. So let's, bring it back. Let's, let's ground ourselves again, and recognize that this is unacceptable behavior. And let's go into your oracle deck and see what it has to say for you today. Let's see. We'll go with this one. Sure, why not? Oh, you got the same card from the previous deck. That is very interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. Let's see what pops up. Okay. We tend to mistake our existence for our pain. That's for you. Period. We tend to mistake our existence for our pain. Open your eyes and witness the divinity within your life. So this oh, woe is me, boo-hoo, I'm a victim type shit is not acceptable. This playing into your emotions in an unhealthy way, which you know is wrong, and being like, oh, I'm, everything's against me, whatever, is not the way to get what you want. And it's certainly not going to get you anywhere in life, except maybe a pity party and annoyance from everyone around you. I don't know what else to tell you. You want a cookie? Sorry, that was a little harsh. You want a cookie for your... I'm sorry, that's a little harsh. But yeah, you need to just be real with yourself and understand that just because you might have experienced pain, when you're following the heart, it does bring up a lot of emotions that you have to work through and whatever. And if you focus too much on the bad and not on the good, and especially because a lot of people do this, not on the good at all, it's going to cause you to be in a sense of just depression, I guess. You're not going to be happy. You're going to think that the whole world is against you when it's not. And you're going to your inner child, your inner teen, whatever, is going to come out and be very mopey. That's just going to be who you are. So your pain, this card is saying that your pain is not your existence. Believe it. Know that it's true. Your existence is your existence. You being in the present moment is where you live. Your past, that's done. That's over with. You can literally never go back into the past. You can only relive your memories, and you can only relive the emotions that those memories evoke. So stop doing it. Stop living in the past. Stop thinking that everything is against you. Stop evoking those negative feelings when you know better. You know better. Let's just take a moment and understand that. And we got Hercules. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I shook you. I'm so sorry. And we got Hercules on the helmet. We love to see it. Anyway. You need to... So, story of Hercules. We're going to go into it. We're just going to do the watered down version of it. Hercules has to go fight all these monsters, whatever, and, do all these things in order to become, a god / demigod. Which is what he is, whatever. In order to become full god, he has to do all these things and fight all these monsters, whatever. And we're not going to talk about the end. We're not going to talk about the end of Hercules. What we're going to focus on is just his fighting and everything that he has to go through. You've already been through it. You already know what's going on. You have to, again, you have to just fight these demons again. In order to regain your divinity, in order to regain your control over your life. So stop with the victim blaming, because that's not only is it an unhealthy way to cope and a toxic way to cope with the issues that you're having, but it's also impeding you from moving forward, regaining momentum on what you're trying to accomplish. So, and it's also part of the deception. It's part of the deception. It's part of the whole betrayal of it all, is because part of you does not want the success that you're running after. And that's an upper limit problem. You got to, recalibrate your nervous system so that you can experience more joy, more happiness, abundant success, and everything like that. But just know that it's a defense mechanism, and it's never out of malice. Like, that part of you is just trying to protect you and keep you safe. If you're doing something new, you're like actually like going above and beyond. At least you're trying to. But the victim mentality is just not working out for you. You need to fight off your demons, fight off your mental demons, refight these monsters over again so you can reclaim your what? Your divinity. Okay. And we have the Sagittarius here. We have the Sagittarius here, which means that, yeah, you have to go on a little bit of a mental journey. Yeah, sure, you have to like actually use your fighting power and, do all that thing, but you're gaining wisdom out of it. You're staying with the Hierophant. You might be expanding on your spirituality and your, religiousness, if that's, what you feel like. But in general, this whole situation, like, can be, it can be for your own good. So this, Sag symbol here is telling you that, yeah, this is adding to your wisdom. It's adding to your, philosophy of life or whatever, but you need to get out of your own way, because your philosophy, the thing that you're trying to like really fulfill and gain insight into, and stick to, is being impeded. It's being sort of like roadblocked by your victim mentality. So go back in your past, do your shadow work, and also put up a little bit of protection, because that's something that's necessary. But also, just in general, you need to be real with yourself. And you need to practice mindfulness, because you might not be aware of it. Whenever you feel yourself, being in a victim's place, try to step back, regain, like a new perspective, gain a new perspective, and be like, hey, this is the world against me, or is it not? Like, this is something that I've been told I need to work on. This is something that my guides really want me to work on. But I don't know if it's something that, like, if this is specifically, a victim mentality, or if it's like me actually like being a victim. Because sometimes, some situations, yes, but we see that you need to really, really recalibrate yourself. You really need to recalibrate yourself and your intuition when it comes to being in a victim's place. Yeah, and whether you put yourself there or the world put yourself there or put you there. But overall, you can get out of it. Just talk with your inner child, have a little heart-to-heart, and be mindful about it, and throw up some protection as well. And yeah, that'll be great. So yeah, that's your reading for May 2025, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you want a more in-depth reading, please book a reading with me. Why am I doing this way? Anyway, please book a reading with me with the description below, with the link in the description below. Oh my gosh. And yeah, so thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I truly, truly do mean it. And we're going to move on to the outro. So yeah, those are the results for your May 2025 tarot forecast. We have some good here, we have some bad there, but overall, I would say that this whole taroscope was very beneficial for a lot of people. I feel like all of you. So just stick to what I recommend, and everything will be perfectly okay. But also just ground yourself back into reality. Feel your feelings, and just be able to, have a sense of realness with yourself is what you need from me. Look to the earth signs a little if you need to. That's what this Capricorn right here all about. Look to the earth signs a little bit. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. And again, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, all 3 groups. Thank you so much. And if you want more in-depth reading, please book a reading with me with a link in the description. And all my social media links will be down in the description if you want to follow me on all of those. And please subscribe because I'm trying to go on here and TikTok. I'm trying to gain 200 subscribers by October, perhaps. So please help me achieve that goal by just liking, commenting, and sharing. That's really all you need to do. If you want to share, if you want to share this video, that's, that's your prerogative, if you feel it's good enough to share. But I would appreciate it too. But really all you need to do is like, comment, and follow if you want to support me and support this channel. So yeah, thank you so much in advance. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here. I love you guys. Bye.